Hello, good evening, and welcome. I'm John Lazarus with Stories Matter and D&E Publishing. Let me ask you a question. Do you think Pride and Prejudice would have been as successful with its original title, First Impressions? What if To Kill a Mockingbird had just been called Atticus? Or if A Clockwork Orange had just been called Alex and the Fantabulous Adventures of the Boiler Boys Brigade? Titles are some of the hardest things for writers to come up with. In fact, I once wrote a 200-page mystery novel in 2 weeks and spent the entire next month thinking of a title before settling on The Woman in Red. We'll look at some ways to speed up the process on this edition of Stories Matter. Speaking of titles, today's video is brought to you by the Principality of Sealand. This small island nation in international waters off the coast of Britain offers a wide range of noble titles for purchase, from Duke and Duchess to Baron and Baroness. Travel the continent in style and dignity without enduring the painful diseases of centuries of inbreeding. Enjoy the prestige and allure of nobility without the trauma of watching your servants be ripped apart by hunting dogs as punishment for stealing. A premium package includes a deed of title, in both hard copy and PDF formats, as well as a coat of arms and a Photoshop picture of you as a child standing in front of the grave of a relative. Go to sealandgov.com today to see if a noble title is right for you. So, what does a good title need to be? Well, first off, it needs to be unique. Yes, it's true that you can't copyright titles, but this is one case where I wouldn't condone outright plagiarism. Early off in my career, I was struggling to earn some extra cash, so I took a popular book at the time and stole its title for my psychological thriller. But not only was the satanic verses a bad fit for my novel, it led to a whole other set of problems I had to deal with. A good title should also give a tiny glimpse into your style, tone, genre, or content of your novel. People should have some idea what the novel is about. A straightforward title like Naked Lunch, for example, lets me know the book is erotic and promotes midday copulation. Finally, a good title needs to be something you can Google at work. It should be obvious that titles shouldn't be extremely profane, but it's worth checking on Urban Dictionary to see if your title is a thing some men call their mistresses, or a term for Welshmen who have sex with animals. Unfamiliar with British slang, I learned this the hard way when I titled my 2003 romance after the main character, Minge Jefferson. Now, let's look at some steps to write better novels. Step 1. Use a character name. Lolita, David Copperfield, Anne Frank. All great works of fiction that were named after their titular character. Names can be evocative and memorable. Or, like coworkers at a company orientation, you might forget them 2 seconds after you hear them. So if you pick a name, try to pick one that will stick in people's brains. Naming your book Daryl probably won't get you a Pulitzer. Think of names with pleasing sonic qualities, or that allude to the classics. Heck, this is even the reason I chose John Lazarus as my pen name. Well, that and my birth name is the same as one of the worst serial killers in American history. Step 2. Be vague. Sometimes it's good to go the other way and establish an aura of mystery with something very broad and simple. Think of something like The Old Man and the Sea or The Road. The simplicity suggests something mythic, something basic in human nature that suits the stories well. Some of my biggest successes have been with titles like these, especially The Boy and Chair. Step 3. Mention the setting. Cold Mountain. Last Exit to Brooklyn. Revolutionary Road. These titles already tell you a great deal about the book. If your book has a particular place that's unique, memorably named, and essential to the themes and plot, why not use that? The Butcher Shop on 92nd Street was probably my best-selling mob story for this reason, even though my publisher insisted it was because we tricked Joe Pesci into endorsing my book at an autograph signing. Step 4. Use an online title generator. With these AI tools, all you need to do is upload the complete finished draft of your manuscript, your pen name, genre, ISBN of any other books you've written, 5 books similar to yours, your address, social security number, and do a quick retinal scan. Some great titles I've gotten from these AI tools include I Know Where You Live, The Futility of Flesh, 1,400 pounds of pressure shatter a human skull. Step 5. Alter a popular phrase. Finally, one last way to create a catchy title is to take a common phrase and flip it on its head. Writing a book about overfishing in the Caspian Sea? How about A Water Out of Fish? Or how about this? Weather the Under, about a gambling addict who always bets the under on football games. I have more. Grudge a Bear, about a hunter who becomes paralyzed after being attacked by a grizzly and spends the rest of his life trying to get revenge. Or Easier Done Than Said, about a genius mathematician who has to overcome the challenge of being born with no tongue. Well, that's all for today. Don't forget to like and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and I'll leave you with this week's author quote of the week. See you on the next one.